Presentation. Secondary data is the data that is collected by someone from primary sources. Nowadays, most of the researchers use secondary data for their research purpose. Today, I would like to talk about the ethical issues involved in secondary data. Before starting my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Sagor and my ID number is 17MKT046. Okay, let's start the presentation. If we talk about the issues of using secondary data analysis, those are the issues of using secondary data analysis. The first one is privacy and confidentiality. Second one is informed consent. Third one is data ownership. Fourth one is data accuracy. Fifth one is cultural sensitivity, and the final one is misuse of data. If we elaborate all these issues, the first issue is privacy and confidentiality. As secondary data is collected from open sources, it is very tough to maintain the privacy and confidentiality of the data. But the researcher must maintain the privacy and confidentiality of the data. To maintain privacy and confidentiality of the data, the researcher must consider two factors. First one is he must balance data utility and maintain privacy of the data he collects from different sources. And the second one is data masking. Through data masking, the researcher will make the authentic data hide. The second issue of using secondary data is informed consent. It is very important to take consent from the actual author of the data or from the participants before collecting the secondary data. Here, the researcher must consider two things. First one is build a transparent communication with the author of the data and seek consent in future if required. The third issue of using secondary data is data ownership. The author must give credit to the actual author who is the owner of the data. Here the author must navigate the legal and ethical boundaries when collecting data. He must give proper attribute to data creator and providers by inserting proper references of the books and reports from which he undertakes the data. The next issue of secondary data is maintaining the data accuracy. As different researchers use data for different purposes, it is very important to maintain the accuracy of the data. To maintain data accuracy, the researcher must rigorously validate all its data and resources, and he must use robust methodologies to monitor his different sources of collecting data. The next issue of using secondary data is cultural sensitivity. It is very important to give respect to all the cultural aspects of the actual authors and the participants as well. In this part, the researcher must respect the diversity of culture and must acknowledge the potential biases, as different participants and different authors represent different cultural aspects. The final issue of using secondary data is misuse of data. As the data is collected from open sources and it is very easy to collect data, the data misuse is also very easy in this part. So to solve this issue, the researcher must be vigilant regarding any mispresentation of data, and he must safeguard the integrity of the data taken from different sources. Thank you everyone. Thank you for your patience hearing. Thank you, sir.